A lot has happened on this platform in my absence. Excuse me if this video sounds slightly rambly. This isn't scripted. YouTube is going to implement taking your ID or your social security number to prove that you're an adult. This is a blatant move at censorship under the guise of child protection or protecting kids. And it's not. It's never been about that. If you are deemed a kid by an AI who doesn't know what kids do or what kids look up, or, the fact that many children watch the exact same things as adults in terms of content creators, they will restrict your account. This is terrible for content creators specifically, because if your account gets restricted, you will no longer have access to daily uploads or daily streams or daily shorts, and you will not be able to get monetized. You won't be able to pin comments or have links in your description, or activated links, I should say. You can put the links in, but you'll have to copy and paste them into your search bar for them to work. This is an incredible blowback in response to what I believe to be the uproar over the Mr. E files. I'm gonna be very careful with how I word that, because I know people have been censored already for talking about it publicly. There has been, for those of you who are living under a rock, Donald Trump ran his campaign on a certain Mr. E's files being released. When he became president, that didn't happen. Instead, he's now saying the files didn't exist at all, even though his Pam Bondi or whatever, Pam Bondi, I don't really care what her name is. She said she had the files on her desk. Now they don't exist. They've been trying to cover up the biggest child trafficking ring in all of history. This resulted in pretty much the entire world uproaring and revolting in a very vocal way, especially online. The internet was pretty much the center stage of where this sort of revolt was happening. And because of that, corporations, in conjunction with several countries' governments, are now censoring people. I do not believe this is like a coincidence that these two things are happening in such close proximity to each other. We're talking a matter of weeks between the peak, demand for the files, and now suddenly requiring to give your ID up for several social media sites. I don't believe that to be a coincidence in the slightest, and anybody who does needs to wake up. This is blatant censorship to try and keep people from showing dissatisfaction with governments, from having certain political opinions, from, trying to argue online. This is trying to force people to dox themselves so they have to sanitize everything they say in order to keep themselves safe and their families safe. It's not just YouTube too. I mean, just quietly in the background recently, I'm talking within the past 48 hours, Meta released an update for Instagram where it now tracks your location openly to anybody that follows you if you have location services turned on for the app. By the way, if you have Instagram, turn that shit off right now. Just delete the app if you're super uncomfortable with it. I'm debating that as well. I mean, I turned off location services, but do I fucking trust that? No. It is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting what these companies are doing. And we should be angry. We should be so angry. Oh my God, we should be in the streets over this blatant censorship. I mean, and you're talking about oh, well, it's to protect the kids. There are open and out child predators on YouTube that are still uploading and making money off the platform. I mean, we have Cody Co, Sky Does Minecraft, Lion Maker, I believe, still has his channel. I don't know if he does. I think Mini Lad has his channel at least. And one of them's I believe they're both convicted as well, and they both have their YouTube channels up, I believe. Cody Co is still actively making content. I mean, he was outed by, several people for having, done statutory with Tana Mojo when she was 17, and she even confirmed this. And he's allowed to make money on the platform. He's still making money on the platform. And there are teenagers that watch him and defend him. But this is about protecting kids. Unlikely. YouTube also has a huge bot problem with child exploitative material just openly in comment sections. I mean, there are bots openly advertising Daisy's destruction. Openly. I mean, it's never been about the kids. It's about the money. They only want the money and they want your data to sell it. That's what it is. Google is known for its data breaches. I mean, they have data breached pretty much they've data breached other corporations over and over and over. Nintendo's been a victim. Sony's been a victim, I believe. Like, even in the past, like, year or two, they leaked like 16 million passwords. And now they want your personal data, like your ID and your social security number. Hell no. They don't get to do this to us. They don't get to just, censor us, to force us to put ourselves in danger for the words we say. So much for free speech, right? Being a microscopic content creator who took a huge break, I am infuriated by this. I mean, I know this is going to squash pretty much every small content creator on the platform. This is single-handedly going to be the downfall of YouTube if they do not roll this back. Because most people, I mean, even most normies, who they don't do content creators, maybe their kids do, they look on YouTube one day and they get hit with this. Why? Because they looked up some arts and crafts thing, because they looked up fucking needlepoint or whatever the fuck, They look up something like benign, maybe something to watch with their kids. Maybe they let their kids use their phone, and now their account's being restricted and they're saying, well, but you could give, your ID or your social security number. The social security number is just mind blowing to me, by the way. Like, it feels shady to give that to your insurance and they're the ones that are supposed to have it. I mean, most people who get hit with that warning, they don't, especially people who are not in the content creator sphere, they're going to be put off by that. They're going to say, what the hell website is this? I should get off of this website if they're asking for that. People know what YouTube is. It's a video sharing platform that also has like a TV option. Are people who pay, people who pay for YouTube TV and YouTube Red, are they going to get hit with this too, even though you already have their payment info? I mean, to get monetized on YouTube, you have to show your tax documents. People are going to get demonetized even though they already have their tax documents and kids don't have those. You might notice that my profile picture is a Clippy, and you might see a lot of Clippies right now on YouTube. This is an open protest because of what Clippy stood for. He was not an option. He was forcibly put on your Windows PC if you had Word or Microsoft anything pretty much back in the day. But unlike most of these forced programs now and forced things that you have to opt out of, Clippy was just there to help. Clippy was actually a helpful tool. He didn't read your documents. He gave you suggestions on like what you were typing. If you told him what you were typing, you had to say like, I'm writing an essay or I'm writing a note to somebody, and he'd give you suggestions. He just wanted to help. Nowadays though, that's not what this is. These AI tools are made to collect your data. They are profiling your behavior based on how you, they're profiling your behavior to find out for your child, which by the way, this has gotta violate COPPA, right? I'm not crazy for thinking that, right? Clippy's become the mascot of this movement of anti-corporatism and, sort of, fighting back against YouTube, trying to steal our data and trying to censor its fucking user base. I mean, that's insane. If you also want to protest this, this disgusting open attempt at censoring its, people because they demanded justice for, actual children who were materially and physically really hurt and killed, in this trafficking ring. And now we wanted the names of the people who did this to them. That's where this started, was us demanding justice for children. And now they're using justice for children as an excuse to censor us asking for that justice. That is what's going on. If you want to protest, change your profile picture to a Clippy. And once it's August 13th, don't upload, don't watch. If you want to watch gaming content or whatever, I suggest Twitch or Rumble or any other website that will, that will take us in. Content creators are most likely going to move. They're going to talk about this. There'll probably be a lot of uploads on the 13th about people talking about this. But in my opinion, the 13th is too late. In my opinion, the 12th is, quite frankly, the last, time we'll be able to speak on this before the update goes live. People are already getting slow rolled out and getting slow banned from the platform. I mean, this is disgusting. We should all be disgusted. This is unacceptable. YouTube is not our friend. They haven't been our friend for years. Ever since Google bought the company, it has been downhill. I'm not even joking. In my opinion, selling this website to Google was the biggest mistake they ever made. It single-handedly destroyed this platform. It could have been a platform that actually did things right, that actually moderated its user base, that actually, gave creators the support they need. Instead, what we got was a government shill that's trying to censor people because they asked for justice. I mean, political views are getting censored in the name of in the name of protecting kids. We already see this in the EU. Protest footage is being censored. This is unacceptable. And if you find this unacceptable too, I highly suggest you change your profile picture to a Clippy and boycott YouTube until they fix this. I mean, I certainly will. If you have movies on YouTube that you want to watch, then quite frankly, use a malware protective extension on your browser and go find a totally illegal in quotation marks website to watch it on, because these corporations deserve none of our support. Absolutely none. I mean, a lot of people have been comparing this to if owning isn't buying, then piracy isn't stealing. We have had corporations and the government breathing down our necks for years, and they just got the smoking gun they need to act on this. They've wanted to do this for a long time. We have slowly seen them inching towards us, and it sucks because I knew they were trying to do this years ago. But if you had said this even 2 years ago publicly, people would call you nuts. They'd say, oh, there's no way they'd ever get away with that. Here we are. They're doing it. God, I'm so upset. You'll find me on Twitch. I'll leave my Twitch in the description if I decide to stream on there, but yeah, I'm sorry this is happening, and fuck every single large creator that has not spoken on this. Moist Critical, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie. They should all be screaming this from the rooftops. I mean, this is a genuine attempt at censorship. This is a genuine attempt at getting people arrested for things they upload, for controlling what people are allowed to say. And they're silent. They're absolutely silent. And that's disgusting. Genuinely. How can you guys sit there and do nothing? Well, the entire rest of the platform, the small creators that are actually getting banned, by the way, and restricted already for talking about this, they're actually sticking their necks out. And what are you doing? You're sitting on your money? Because you have a huge following already, you think you're not going to be affected by this? You will be affected by this. They're going to restrict every single person they can to get our information. Even if you're not in the US, you should be absolutely outraged. It will happen to you at some point. I'm tired. It's past midnight. I'm going to bed, man. Change your profile picture to Clippy, and for the love of God, boycott YouTube on the 13th. I'm not even joking. Stop uploading, stop watching, get your content creator itch scratched elsewhere until then. And by my God, turn your location services off on Instagram. They're tracking your location now without telling you, and they're publicly broadcasting it. That's actually a thing. That's a whole separate issue, kind of, but not really. Just be careful. Be careful and keep your eyes to the news, because new shit's coming out every single day. Be safe, keep your loved ones close, and keep watching what is happening. Do not look away, because I swear to God, you blink and 100 things will happen. Stay safe. Bye-bye.